This doesn't light your firemen, the pilot lights out.
This football team is coming into our place. We're standing in our way.
This is a game of the heart. Focus and finish.
After missing last week's game with a bum knee, Reggie Bush told us yesterday that he'll be good to go in Week 4 against the Bears. Now, if you have him, so long as he doesn't turn out to be a lying bastard like Vernon Davis was last week when he tweeted that he was going to be good to go, you're going to be good to go in your RB1 spot. And speaking of Davis, he's been limited in practice this week, and it's a short one because he plays tonight against the Rams. He's officially listed as questionable, and while I do think he'll be in there, after what happened last week, you need to check the wires about an hour before game time when the inactives are posted to see if he's good to go. Alright, let's take a look at tonight's matchup from a game and fantasy perspective. The 1-2 49ers travel to St. Louis to take on the 1-2 Rams in a divisional matchup, with the Niners coming in as a 4-point road favorite. Now, it's worth noting that Jeff Fisher's Rams handed Colin Kaepernick and company 2 losses last season, so it's not like they haven't had any success against a team that most NFL pundits felt had the best overall depth and personnel in the league coming into the season. The 49ers went into last Sunday's game against the Colts facing a run defense that they should have been able to dominate. And for one half of football, they pretty much did. Now, the 49ers trailed 10-7 at the half, but they were having great success in the running game, and then for some reason in the second half, they just stopped. Now, after seeing DeMarco Murray dominate the Rams last week, gashing them for 175 yards and a TD, one would think that the 49ers will focus on going back to the tried and true running game, and so I like Frank Gore tonight. Hey, let's face it, a significant reason for the 49ers' troubles the past 2 weeks has been that with its offense scuffling, its defense has been spending way too much time on the field. In fact, more than 60% of the time. And with both Patrick Willis and Aldon Smith not on the field this week, it's not going to get any easier. Now, Darrell Richardson comes in all banged up, and while it looks like he'll probably play, he's going to be sharing carries with Isaiah Pead and a host of other running backs that have never scored an NFL TD. And come to think of it, even with Richardson, the Rams running backs have never scored an NFL TD. There's always hope, right? Now, Sam Bradford was sacked 6 times last week, and even without Aldon Smith, you have to believe the 49ers are going to be able to put some pressure on him. The secret's out about Jared Cook, and I don't particularly like him tonight, but I can see Tavon Austin getting his first real taste of fantasy success in primetime. I love Anquan Bolden tonight in PPR leagues, and I think that Kaepernick will get back on track, having the upper hand on a fast indoor track. Today's Twitter question comes from @House31X, who wants to know if he should trade Stevie Johnson to get Darren McFadden. Now, you know, when people ask these questions, generally have no idea about their roster composition, so these things aren't always so cut and dry. But all things being equal, no. Why would you want to do that? Exactly what impresses anyone about Darren McFadden? People are infatuated with him. What, because he was a stud at Arkansas 7 years ago? I tried to explain this to someone yesterday. Forget the fact that he's always injury-plagued. He's played in 60 games in his NFL career and averaged less than 59 yards a game on the ground and less than 25 yards a game in the air. He's got 25 TDs in 6 years. Big whoop. You're impressed because he ran for 129 yards against the Jaguars in Week 2? You could have done that yourself. Look, the Raiders are going to be playing catch-up in most of their games, and they aren't going to be able to focus on the run all that much, no matter what happens. Stick with Stevie Johnson. He's a proven commodity with 23 DDs in 3 straight 1,000-yard receiving years, and as E.J. Manuel continues to hone his craft, Johnson will be one of his primary targets. Now, if you have a question you want answered here on the show, hit me up with a tweet. If I don't use your question, I'll tweet you back with my best advice. And be sure to tune in to the Roto Experts Fantasy Football News Notes and Analysis segment every weekday. I'll be here to keep you current and ahead of the competition. And on weekends, come back for This Week in Fantasy Football as I team up with the King, Scott Engel, covering the week that was and the week that will be, answering your viewer questions. See you tomorrow, everyone.